Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ultimate Racing League's Porsche versus Ferrari Championship. We are nearing the end of this epic season here with the League 2 boys. As always, I am your host, Panic at the Tesco, and this weekend's race is coming to you from Daytona Beach in Florida, where the weather is looking absolutely fantastic. I am wearing my sunglasses and my sun cream, and a nifty pair of Crocs. So, before we go down to the grid, it is with great sadness that I have to inform you that our cameraman hasn't made it over this weekend. Napoleon had to take a last-minute prolonged holiday in Corsica, so he won't be joining us. But don't worry, we have drafted a replacement right at the last minute. It was very hard to find someone because of the high turnover that we have. But don't worry, this guy, I'm sure he's going to stick around for ages. His name is Jeffrey, and I am sure he is going to be a brilliant cameraman. I've heard he's particularly good with a camera. So, let's get down to the grid and introduce our contenders. As we make our way from the back of the grid, it is an all-Ferrari back row with Labillion in the 23 Skechers Ferrari, followed by 619 Ferrari of Vane. Then we go to the last of our Porsches. It is Pudding Flaps in his new liveried car, and another new livery here for Hoyland. So let's say good luck to him. Then it is Mighty Kid, followed by IQ CW4, and then our championship leader Carlsberg in his new livery as well. Another new livery, the Tunnux Caramel livery of Stealth, and then it is Shoo Shoo in yet another Porsche, a very Porsche heavy midfield. The 76 Ferrari there of Paris, but our pole position tonight goes to Rufus in his number 10 Ferrari, another Ferrari pole position, and he gets the honour of leading us to the checkered flag. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to start your engines. So the lights come on. It is 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're not used to grid starts here at Daytona, and we are go, go, go for a very strange feeling as the grid gets underway. A great start from Rufus. Perez struggling a little bit there on the outside. Shoo Shoo's tucks his way under the rear spoiler of Rufus as they head down into turn 1. Oh, there's a bit of barging going on with Carlsberg in the background, and Perez has ran wide coming through turn 1. Let's see the rest of the cars get around nicely. They do, no accidents. Vane slipping his way right down to the back of the grid though, as Rufus leads us through into the hairpin for the first time, and there's a car gone off. It is IQ CW4 has gone off, and I think he hit Perez there. I think there was contact with Perez. Let's just go back and check that out from a different camera angle. So we stay focused on Perez, Jeffrey, please, as we go down there. Oh, and yes, there was just a bit of a argy-bargy. I prefer onion bargies myself, but a bit of argy-bargy, and IQ won't have to give that place back because he's already fallen down the order. There he is. Now Hoyland having an attack on the recovering Perez. Hoyland on the soft tyres, Perez on the mediums. Perez falling backwards all the time here. Mighty Kid looks like it's going to go. Oh, and Pudding Flaps has had a spin in the background as well, coming off the hairpin. Carlsberg getting defensive as Vane tries to get him around the outside. Vane having a poor exit onto the banking for the first time. Let's see what the order is like up at the front. So it is Rufus leading against Shoo Shoo. Now Rufus, he's over to the left of the track there. That's a bit weird. Maybe he's trying to break the toe, but he's not come all the way back over. And no, he's got it wrong into the bus stop. And I think he just made the track narrower than he needed to there. That has promoted Hoyland up into second place, and Perez into third. So then behind it is Mighty Kid with Carlsberg. Carlsberg always has a good first lap, and yes, he's made significant progress here. He's going for a move on Mighty Kid as we come across the start-finish line for the end of the first lap. Carlsberg gets his way up into 4th place. Paris then in 3rd, Hoyland in 2nd. Paris has gone and hit Hoyland, and then instant karma into the barriers, into the tyres, and he's got stuck. I'm glad that the car isn't solid because the cars were able to drive through him there. Now let's go to the hairpin, and Hoyland having to get defensive against Carlsberg. Mighty Kid having a look at Carlsberg. He just can't quite get the power down to get a move on him. And Shushu in all of this has checked out. He's a couple of seconds down the road. He's actually at the next corner already. So this is looking great for Shushu. Maybe it'll be a home victory here in America. I don't know whereabouts in America Shushu's from, but either way, he is leading the way for the first time in his career here in Ultimate Racing League. Hoyland now under pressure from Carlsberg. Carlsberg in the slipstream here, looking at the tow down into the bus stop. He's ideally placed on this banking to get the slipstream off of Hoyland's rear spoiler. Those two cars equally matched. They're both Porsches, both the same top speed. Here comes Carlsberg, and he's not close enough to have a go. Are they going to make it through the bus stop cleanly? It looks like a very good line. Hoyland's ran wide though, and is he going to get a penalty for that? I think he might do. Yes, he has. He's got a half a second penalty for clearly cutting the grass. There is a keep off the grass sign down there. The groundskeeper will not be happy. So that is going to demote him at least 1 place. Let's have a look. Carlsberg gets past quite easily. I think he'll be okay to hold on to 3rd place though. And it is a long race. I'm sure he'll get his head down. Don't let it get to you, mate. Vane now under a threat from Rufus. And Rufus very late on the brakes, closing up like nothing, and he really got onto the back there. Is he going to get a good exit though? I think he has done. And actually, look at this. Hoyland hasn't let Carlsberg go here. He is keeping him company. Look at this. They are on at each other. He's all over the back of Carlsberg, and he'll be fueled by that, because obviously he is Danish and Carlsberg is Denmark's proudest export, so he'll be seeing that and thinking, I want a can of that please. Now, not a very good exit though from the second hairpin. Carlsberg gets a bit of breathing room, but it's all about this run onto the apron. By the way, none of these corners have got names, so I'm just going to come up with stupid ones because I'm allowed. Right, the only one that's got a name is the bus stop, and even then the Americans don't know what a bus is. And in the background, Vane and Rufus going at it. They're side by side now. Is Rufus finally going to use the full track width going into the bus stop, or is he going to insist on taking it left then right instead of right then left? Let's have a look. This time he does, well, he's actually again turning in quite early, but I think he's got a very neat exit there, putting pressure right on Vane. He's actually had to get off the accelerator there because he was that much faster than Vane. And now this is a problem at Daytona. When you're this close to someone in the tow, you can't really gain the speed that you need in the slipstream, and Vane just has to hold that inside line, and it will make Rufus's job a living hell. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's just making Rufus go round the long way, and the track is longer around the outside. That is how circles work, and nothing that Rufus can do. He's trying to be later on the brakes, but he's going to get onto the dirty part of the tarmac there. He's found the dirt, he's found the concrete, freshly laid by Cemex Concrete Company, and he's lost a bunch of time because of that. Meanwhile, look at this battle. I'm going to have to get my breath in a minute. I need a whiskey. Carlsberg holding off Hoyland again. As actually, I just noticed Carlsberg and Shushu both with the exact same lap time on that previous lap. The 1:49.141 was identical, but Carlsberg setting the fastest lap on lap 3. Well, is he going to get a good run onto the apron this time? Oh, Hoyland looks like he's a little bit faster there. Yes, Hoyland definitely having the better run. He might gain a couple of car lengths. He's also got the slipstream now as we go down onto the bus stop. and well, he is just a couple of car lengths behind, but these two are having a great battle here. This is great to see, and in the background we have Mighty Kid and Vane as well, also having a great scrap. And what's going to happen here? So Mighty Kid just holds to the inside. Come on, Jeffrey, keep up with the camera work. Hoyland matching his personal best almost to the 1000th on this lap. Very consistent driving as he now gets into the slipstream again of Carlsberg. Carlsberg is not being allowed to get away here. He's not able to break that draft, and Hoyland knows it. As Hoyland comes over the line to set the fastest lap. He's looking to the inside into turn 1. Well, it looked like it from this camera angle. Carlsberg's gone wide. Carlsberg has gone wide through the exit of turn 1. This has put Hoyland all over his rear spoiler. He's having to defend into the hairpin. They've touched. There's no room. Carlsberg just takes the inside line, gets his arms out and makes his car as wide as possible. That's perfectly above board. And look at this though, Hoyland now pressuring him as they go round the kink. That's the only other corner that's got a corner name here. Into the second hairpin we go. Hoyland is taking a wider entry and a narrower exit. As he got his nose in front, he won't be able to get in front before the next corner anyway. It just comes at you too quickly. But we've got now a switchback, and nice and tidy there from Hoyland. Not getting off the accelerator as once he pins that accelerator, he keeps his foot planted, and that is how you get the lap time onto the banking. Now he just needs to follow in the slipstream of Carlsberg, and this is actually, I think, one of the best battles we've seen in a long time. We've not really seen Hoyland having battles because, let's be honest, he usually has an accident, but he is absolutely loving Daytona at the looks of it. It looks like the hard work and practice has paid off. He's got a better exit there through the bus stop, taking that bit of curb. He's got an overlap. He's going for the lead. He has got second place, but he's on the outside of the banking. And, well, actually what he needs to be doing now is pinning Carlsberg to the inside. Don't let him come back across, because that will allow Carlsberg just to brake later into turn 1. I think Carlsberg's just going to pop up his inside into turn 1. A very simple move from where Carlsberg is just brake later and let the car wash out, and the guy won't be able to go around you. That's exactly what he's done. Can Hoyland play it clever though and get a cut back on the exit, as Carlsberg looks, he's much slightly better on the exit, but Hoyland absolute demonic on the exit there, and a bit more contact there again as Carlsberg just does the same thing again, but now he's run deep into the hairpin. This has given Hoyland a chance up the inside, but again Hoyland just can't get on the power. Carlsberg using that bit of runoff area where the track rejoins the oval there to his advantage. Hoyland looking up the inside, but this time again Carlsberg just got the overlap on the brakes. He's got a narrower entrance on the power earlier, but again he can't get the cutback. They are nose to tail. Oh, who is going to win out of these two? I do not know. We will have to look at what everyone else is doing afterwards, because I can't take my eyes off this. This is fantastic. As Hoyland then is chasing Carlsberg, he's chasing the Danish dream. It is waving right in front of him. And meanwhile, Shushu though just minds his own business in the lead. Sorry Shushu that we're not giving you your 15 seconds of fame here, because this is just too exciting. He's not going to be close enough, I don't think, to make a dive, and he's not following him in the slipstream as much as he needs to. He backs out of it there. So we're starting to see what kind of a driver Hoyland is. Very sensible, it seems. Oh, he's missed the apex there. That gives Carlsberg a bit of breathing space, and Carlsberg now disappears off down the road as Hoyland had to just push the nose into that second apex. Meanwhile, Vane has got a penalty, so Vane must have made a mistake at the bus stop. This is going to give Mighty Kid, wow, this is an illusion, isn't it? It doesn't look like we're moving, but we are. We're going 155 miles an hour. Jeffrey, how did you do that? Anyway, Vane gives way to Mighty Kid. Lebillion there in the background having a great race. He's stayed out of trouble. Everyone else has been in trouble. Well, actually, he pits, becomes the second car to pit, because Vane also pits. Vane having looked after his fuel a little bit more, 30 litres compared to 26 for Lebillion. Let's see, as Hoyland carried on the attack on Carlsberg. Well, we can't see Carlsberg. There he is. There is that lovely Team Dynamics Porsche 911 with the stunning Tesco sponsor on the roof. A man after my own heart. and he knows how to get featured in a video, doesn't he? One of our Tesco sponsored cars. And Hoyland then not closing in as much on this lap. Let's just see what else is happening. IQ CW4 recovering after that dodgy first lap. He has actually bribed me to not show what happened on the first lap. He lost some space on the first corner, but he also had a trip to the grass at the bus stop, and he'll be getting his bus fare home, I am sure. How he's allowed to keep a driver's license after crashing at the bus stop, I don't know. I crashed at a bus stop once, and 3 people lost their lives. Anyway, moving on. He is really close to Perez here, and they're both on the medium tyres. Let's just bear in mind, they are down the order, but they are both on medium tyres, getting them out of the way, and the medium tyres are quite a lot slower around here. A good 1.5 seconds around this lap is lost on the mediums, so a bit more than most tracks, as IQ, he's a bit far back to be in the slipstream, I think, and Carlsberg and Hoyland both pit at the same time. Carlsberg, as always, seems to be wearing out his tyres just a bit more than Hoyland. He goes through some rubber, does Carlsberg, and they'll be switching onto the medium tyres, and IQ pits to undercut Perez. Now this will be interesting. Can he get an undercut on Perez by switching onto these soft tyres? Can he put in slightly less fuel? Rufus also comes into the pits. Rufus has been giving away fuel left, right and centre. I have heard that the Strait of Hormuz is now open, so Rufus, make sure that you use as much fuel as you want. It's on the house tonight. Hoyland puts in 85 litres, Carlsberg puts in 98. So, has Hoyland done his sums better? Because he definitely has a gap to Carlsberg out of this. Look at that, the places have switched, but he has got to somehow bring the car home. Carlsberg will be able to rev it out, use that fuel, whereas maybe Hoyland having to just watch it a little bit, as we see a plane there getting ready to take off in the background. Let's see then who else is where else. So Vane just in front of Lebillion here, and look at this, Lebillion hardly put any fuel in when he pitted. I think he must have forgot to put fuel in. That looks suspiciously low. I think he is going to struggle at the end of this race, and this is not a track where you want to be doing any fuel saving. It is America. They don't believe in saving fuel. They don't believe I'll not get myself into trouble. They believe that fuel grows on trees. Let me just say that. As IQ has got his hazard lights on, and what's he done? What has he done? He's managed to crash on a straight. Well, not a straight, but well, again, the Americans would call that a straight, right? What? Has he had a controller failure? Because his hazard lights are on. We'll give him benefit of the doubt that he didn't just decide to do a handbrake turn halfway down, but that is going to make it much harder to get the undercut on Perez. Just going to be ever so suspicious here, ladies and gentlemen, that he is not going to get out of the pits in front of Perez. Unless Perez randomly decides to put on wet weather tyres. You never know, anything can happen. Now it shows that Shushu here is in 4th place. I do wonder if he's going to regain the lead though when he gets teleported out the pit lane. He doesn't! Hoyland and Carlsberg have taken Shushu. Now, what happened? What happened? What did I miss? A 2-minute 20 lap there on the way in. So what was it? Let's just go back and watch. Did he have an accident? Did he have a misfortune on the lap? We're going to have to watch his entire lap, aren't we? Oh, he did. 9 seconds lost. So it was somewhere in this sector. Let's have a look. He will be kicking himself. And he just gets loose on the exit of the hairpin and then gets abducted by aliens and put back on the track. That will have cost him that lead. So does that mean then that Hoyland has the lead? Let's go back forwards in time in our time machine as we go to the future, and Hoyland defending for the lead, a net lead of the race from Carlsberg here. And Mighty Kid is in the actual lead, but he hasn't pitted. He is using the last of his fuel and those medium tyres. He will be the last one to pit, getting, I think, 5 laps on the softs at the end of this race. It has flown. We're 15 minutes in already. And wow, I am having fun watching these two fight. This has been the fight of the championship so far. I'm not allowed to have favourites, so I want them both to win. As Højlund runs wide out onto the marbles, this allows Carlsberg alongside. He's going to make Carlsberg go the long way round. Carlsberg will be trying to get the cutback, the up and under. He'll be using the apron. And he has used the apron but hasn't been able to get the power down. It is tighter on that tight line. Meanwhile, Shushu's not out of this yet. He may have had an accident, but this could be a 3-way fight very soon, especially if these two start holding each other up. Now, who's got the biggest set of cojones going through the bus stop? I thought Carlsberg was going to try it then. I thought he was. And you know what? Højlund didn't even flinch. Højlund didn't change his line whatsoever. He just went into the corner as he normally would. What a legend. And you know what? I've said only good things tonight, haven't I? I've been very complimentary, and to be honest, the driving standards have been fantastic tonight. I've really, really enjoyed watching these drivers. I haven't really seen many mistakes other than through the bus stop, and that is one of the hardest corners to get right anyway. As Carlsberg in the tow, he'll be sizing up Højlund into turn 1, too far back to do anything, but can he get the nose of the car into that apex? It looks pretty good, I've got to say. He is gaining on Højlund here, but it's a very short run down to that next hairpin as he takes a wider line in. Højlund seems to be defending thin air just a little bit there as we go on board with Carlsberg. This is what it's like to be Carlsberg right now. He's looking over that steering wheel and staring at the rear wing of Højlund. Doesn't try anything silly, but Højlund again defending the inside for no reason. So we've seen Højlund attacking and he's very patient, but when it comes to defending, I think he's got a lot to learn, because he was defending thin air there, giving Carlsberg another opportunity. Now Carlsberg has forced the mistake. He's missed the apex as Højlund, but he's going to get back in the tow as quickly as he can. And I'm just pausing for breath. I'm out of saliva. I need some saliva in a can from Futurama as they go into the bus stop again. Carlsberg is actually on for the fastest lap here, even though he's on the mediums. Well, look at this though. Højlund not giving this up just yet. Oh, he's ran wide though. He's had to avoid a penalty there, but this will have cost him. Yes, it's cost him 1 second compared to his fastest. I don't know what his delta was in the previous sector, but it has cost him time. And Shushu making a mistake in the background as well. So Shushu's going to have to wait a bit longer to be able to have a go for the lead battle here. He had a great run out of the corner, but that was because he probably didn't obey the track limits. Meanwhile, we need to see what everyone else is doing. So Perez with a penalty, and IQ CW4 just regrouping after that very random handbrake turn on the back straight. I think he was getting awfully confused there, wasn't he? Well, what's Højlund seems like he's quite a good driver on the attack. Maybe struggling a little bit with defending. Maybe the nerves getting into him more when he's defending than he's attacking. This is still not over. We've got 6 more minutes of this, Carlsberg. If you can hear me through the internet, through the time machine. Carlsberg, you've got to keep this guy at bay. Now, a bit of a mistake there for Højlund. He was out wide on the marbles on the exit. He's a bit narrow to this apex as well, not maximising the track width, but a nice smooth exit. And this slipstream will really help him now. He should close up a couple of car lengths before they reach the bus stop chicane. I'm going to stay on board though. I want to see the line through the chicane. I want to comment on what these guys are doing, and look at that fastest sector there. Now he needs to use all the track width. He just about does. He's a bit late on the turn in, and he's washing out wide. That might be a track limits penalty actually. He's just not quite got the car settled. And yes, that is a penalty. I thought it would be. Now this is Shushu's opportunity. Shushu could be on for second place, and he could even get the win here. if he keeps driving how he is, he's definitely got the pace advantage on Hoyland. And there you go, easy peasy lemon squeezy for Shushu. A big dollop of lemonade coming his way on this Florida afternoon. Oh, now did I speak too soon? Oh, he got that nose rotated right at the last minute there. He was fighting it and the car complied right at the last minute. He also sets the fastest lap of the race, even though he's on medium tyres. You don't often see that. Both him and Carlsberg getting a big slide on the exit there. Both of them getting away with it as we go down the grid, and there's not much else to comment on actually. I'm probably just going to stay with that battle because the other guys are in clear air as oh, and I've missed the moment. I turned my back. Oh, what have I done? Fire that idiot panic at the Tesco straight away. Let's see what happened here. So we will ride on board with Shushu. He's set a fastest first sector actually, and Carlsberg just defends thin air, turns in way too early, and Shushu just goes, I'll have it, thank you mate. Carlsberg again just defending when he didn't need to. You know, Shushu was a good 6/10 behind going into the braking zone there. Now Carlsberg's not let this get to him though, because he's in the tow again. These guys are going to be nose to tail because it's impossible to pull away on this circuit. And look at this, Carlsberg right all over the back of Shushu. He's got more fuel as well. He goes to the inside. Are we going to see an overtake into the bus stop? I'm going to follow it from behind. He just needs to be late on the brakes. He's got that first apex. He gets the first apex. Give each other lots of racing room there. Very respectful, and Carlsberg retakes the lead. I think Carlsberg didn't make it easy for himself there. He should have been a bit more avant-garde on that first apex. He was easily going to claim that one and then just roll the car onto the second one, but he got it anyway. They gave each other lots of room, and Hoyland now fancies Shushu as well. Oh well, sorry, I don't mean he fancies him. He's not written him a love letter, but he's going to let him know that he's there in a moment with a surprise overtake. Oh, he looked at it, didn't he? He really looked at it under braking there, and Shushu a bit out wide, and Hoyland's going to take it. Is he? He can't get side by side through there. That is a difficult place to overtake. Now Hoyland's got the outside. He just needs to time his turn in. He's trying to make it all the way around the outside. That's an interesting way to try and pass, and it doesn't really pay off, but it was worth a try. I would have tried the cutback, but Hoyland decided to go the long way round. Now he's going to try up the inside into the second hairpin, is he? Oh, that is as close as you want to get. Giving each other loads of room here. This is allowing Carlsberg just to check out just for a moment. I think we're going to have one more lap of this, maybe two. We'll see. I think we're going to have just one more lap of this. It's a shame. I want two, please. As Hoyland then tucks behind Shushu. What is Shushu's strategy going to be? I think he just needs to make Hoyland go the long way round. Hoyland seems to not like following in the tow. His discipline in the tow isn't particularly great. Needs to be right dead centre behind it, otherwise you don't get the maximum effect. But he's having a look here into the bus stop, and he's got him into the bus stop. What a move, what a move. You know what, I want to replay that in a sec. I'm just going to go back because we didn't get the best angle of that. I was changing camera just as it was happening, so let's watch that. We're going to watch that from multiple angles because this is a great move. And there he goes, and our cameraman didn't even bother following the cars onto the apex there. So one more time. This time we will go from the chase camera. He gets alongside, and he just lets Shushu brake first, and then eases off the brake. Now it's not over yet because he's just had a bit of wheel spin there, and this is going to give Shushu the opportunity to come back at him. Let's have a look. Is he going to do it? You know what, it's just great to be seeing Hoyland up on the podium, to be honest. He has had a podium before, I think, but it's few and far between. This time it is well earned because he hasn't really made any major mistakes. Oh, Shushu going to try around the outside. now, I don't think that is a move that he can pull off, because all Hoyland needs to do is just keep his car where it is, and that's exactly what he does. He keeps his car where it is. Now Shushu, though, getting a switchback, though, as they go through. It's the reverse of the last lap. Now Shushu's going to have to go the long way around, and Hoyland just cuts him off at the apex, gets his foot down, gets a better exit. That's exactly how to do it, and he keeps the position. And let me just see if anything else is happening down the grid. Not really. There's not really any battles happening, so we'll just stay with you two until the line. It has been the Shushu show, the Hoyland show. You don't get royalties, unfortunately. In fact, and Shushu's lost it. He's lost it. He only had the final lap to go to get a podium. He's been teleported, and that promotes Mighty Kid out of nowhere onto the podium. Hoyland just needs to relax now. He can almost taste the champagne coming out of Carlsberg's cup. And Carlsberg himself will just be relaxing. Make sure you don't get a penalty going through the bus stop. Let's just watch him. And he's not even using, I don't think he's using full fuel map even, because the car seems to be running out. Oh, he's got it wrong. He's got it wrong. Oh no! Is Hoyland going to get him? He only had to bring it home. This is going to be a race to the flag. Come on. Let's see. Hoyland has got the lead, and he just has to hold it around the outside. Carlsberg has got the shorter run to the line, but it's too late. He's thrown it away. He's thrown it away on the last corner. Oh my God. Oh, what a finish to a race. Hoyland wins his first, well, I don't want to call it just yet. Hoyland wins his first race in Ultimate Racing League. Congratulations, Hoyland. Carlsberg in second and Mighty Kid in third. Vane brings it home in fourth, and commiseration Shushu from leading the race with the fastest lap to a fifth place, but he was in it to win it. Perez never really got going, a lowly sixth place, and you know what? I think ICQW4, something's happened here between IQ and Rufus, I think. Let's just go back and calm down. They're having some kind of a slow race. Rufus reversing up the banking even. What happens here? I don't miss anything, mate. So Rufus is coming around. He's already had a bad lap. He's had a mistake. And he just slows right down. And then gets in reverse. I don't understand why he's doing this. Rufus, this is not the fastest way around the track. Okay, the fastest way is usually to go forwards. R actually doesn't mean race, it means reverse. And then we have IQCW4 going, no Rufus, after you. He goes, okay, no, actually I'm going to have the place. And then Rufus goes, no, I actually wanted 7th overall, I was just joking. You see, IQ has run out of fuel. That's what he's done, he's run out of fuel. Let's just see what happened for Rufus to give the place back, though. Did he have a coming together with IQ? We want to solve this mystery, ladies and gentlemen. This is extra time now, because whilst all of the craziness was happening at the other side of the track, so Rufus legitimately takes IQ, and I'm going to have to ask him. I'm going to have to ask him, why did you randomly try to give IQ your place? I just don't understand it. IQ ran out of fuel a long time ago. I think he needs some counting lessons on how many laps the race is. Rufus here is just, I don't know what he's done. It'll be a mystery. We'll have to ask him. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, our race winner is Hoyland. Second place is Carlsberg. Third place is Mighty Kid. And you know what? We've got all of this to come again, but in a reverse grid. Rufus, reverse grid doesn't mean that you start the car in reverse gear, okay? That's not what that means. If you liked that video, please drop a like, drop a comment, and do subscribe. I will be back with the next one very soon. Thank you. Good night.